In this video, I cover what gear the enemy AI uses and what your own gear does against them. We will go over how effective your bullets are against their armor, what bullets are more likely to incapacitate, which can be relevant for objective suspects need to stay alive, and some models you might not have known had armor. But before we do that, I need to cover my bases here. Let's start by telling you what armor AI uses. I could go over each map individually and show you what armor each model has, but honestly I think we both know that's unnecessary. Well, I did that, but I did that in a sheet you can find in the description. Instead, I will show you what to look out for, and you'll quickly figure out which AI has which type of armor and plate. Every suspect with this armor you see on the screen has heavy Kevlar armor. This means their front, side and back are covered with Kevlar plates. This armor is used a lot in Breeza Cove, Hotel and Mineshot, even if it's slightly modified there. The same applies if the armor looks exactly the same as that, but is blue, which you'll typically find in Hotel and a car dealership. There are some armors that are not so obvious. For example, in Vol's house, this model has Kevlar front armor. The two maps with the most heavily armored suspects is the Vineyard and Nightclub. The suspect you see in the screen uses ceramic. Civilians might have that armor too, but armor does not apply to civilians for whatever reason, so don't count on it tanking shots. This model on Nightclub has ceramic armor, and this special boy has steel, making him the toughest to kill in game. On a side note, everyone in Nightclub has ceramic armor. This means that even if you encounter someone that has a low vest, they still have frontal ceramic armor. What you can take away from this is that apart from Vineyard and Nightclub, most of the enemies you'll meet have Kevlar. You might be asking yourself how difficult it is to go through Kevlar now. Well, with 9mm it takes around 6 shots to break through it. Something I learned through the comments of the loadout video is that apparently 4.6 and 5.7mm ammo were created to destroy armor. And wouldn't you know it, it's also like that in the game. With 4.6 and 5.7, Kevlar breaks in 3 shots, but it's only if it's AP. We'll cover hollow points later on. 5.56 and 7.62 kills people before their armor breaks, unless it's steel obviously. Which means one tap to the chest might be enough, but it isn't rare that it will take 2 shots to incapacitate someone. I did choose incapacitate for a reason here. That's because 1 or 2 shots to the chest with 5.56 will most of the times not kill the suspect, which is relevant for the objectives that require people to stay alive. With 7.62 though, if you shoot someone in the chest 2 times, they're more likely to die than not. With ceramic, which I could only find in Vineyard and Nightclub, it will take around 4 shots to get through it with 5.56 hollow point, and 2 to 3 shots with 5.56 AP or any type of 7.62 bullet. Steel will take around 5 shots to penetrate with 5.56 hollow point and AP, and 3 to 4 shots with 7.62. For the most part, it will take around 7 to 10 shots to destroy enemy armor with 9mm, 45, and 4.657 hollow point bullets. However, there is an impressive jump for the AP variants of the MP7 and the 5.7. For the most part, it only takes 2 to 3 bullets to break through Kevlar and ceramic, with steel taking around 4 to 5 shots to kill with those bullets. Which goes against what I said in the loadout video, because steel is more difficult to beat by smaller calibers. But hey, there's my correction. Talking about correction though, some commenters pointed out that the CS gas might not be the best option, because some of the suspects will have gas masks. This is true in Hotel, Car Dealership, and Sullivan Slope. Suspects with gas masks are not only immune to gas, but also the pepper spray. So bringing something like a Stinger for those maps could be of use. To cover what gun suspects use though, enemies for the most part will only use pistol calibers. Interestingly though, the staff in Vol's house seems to be using AP pistol calibers. And in the Vineyard and Nightclub, suspects will use AP rifle calibers. This is interesting because everywhere else suspects only use GHP, which makes the use of armor a lot more relevant. To wrap the equipment side of things up though, on the screen you'll find a summary of what equipment suspects use in what map. You can find a more detailed sheet in the description. And hey, while you're down there, why don't you leave a like and subscribe? Goes a long way to support my channel. Okay, so we've gone through all suspects. What should you be using to beat them though? This is an easy one. The best rifle is the one you're comfortable with, and what gear you choose is up to you, and what you feel you have the most fun with. The goal of my video is so you can make informed decisions. In no way you need to choose the meta loadouts to beat AI in some game that is nothing more but a couple of pixels on your screen. Choose what you're comfortable with, but if you still want to know what I consider to be the best, check out the video on the left where I go over important things you need to know about your loadout. Or the video on the right where I go over suggestions to make the game better, such as a map with 256 different layouts that Void could easily add.